All right, let's talk about something that every single one of us has felt, but almost nobody really understands: pain. You know, it feels so simple, so direct, but the science behind it, it's going to completely flip the script on how you think about it. So let's dive in. I mean, we all know this one. You touch a hot stove, you feel pain, you pull your hand back. It seems like a straight line, a direct connection from your finger to your brain telling you, hey, that's hot. End of story, right? Well, what if it's not the end of the story? What if that pain message isn't a guarantee? What if there are, I don't know, gatekeepers, editors, and architects all weighing in before you ever feel a thing? Because science is telling us that's exactly what's happening. Our first stop on this journey into that complexity isn't even in the brain. It's in your spinal cord, with a really revolutionary idea that just completely changed the game. It's called the gate control theory. And I want you to picture a neurological gate right there in your spinal cord. Now, it's not a real gate with hinges, of course. It's a mechanism that can literally stop a pain signal dead in its tracks. Some signals get the VIP treatment and pass right through, while others get turned away at the door. So how does this gate get pushed open? Well, it's pretty much what you'd expect. An injury happens, and it sends these really strong, specific pain signals shooting up your nerve fibers. Their intensity and their very nature basically kick the gate open, letting the message continue its trip up to the brain, which is when you finally register it as ouch. But here's where it gets really interesting: how you can close the gate. Think about what you do the second you bang your elbow on a table. Your first instinct is to rub it, right? Well, that rubbing action sends a flood of non-painful signals, like pressure and touch, up the exact same pathway. These new signals kind of crowd out the old ones, effectively shutting the gate and blocking the original pain message from ever getting to the brain. It's a brilliant explanation for something we all do without even thinking about it. But, science never stands still. As amazing as the gate control theory was, scientists started realizing the brain was doing a lot more than just passively listening for whatever signals managed to get through. It wasn't just a receiver, it was an active participant. And this right here is the critical leap. We're moving from the gate control theory, which is all about regulating a signal down in the spinal cord, to something called the neuromatrix theory, which is about the creation of an entire experience up in the brain. The focus shifts from a simple switch in the spine to a massive, interconnected brain network. And that changes everything. You see, according to the neuromatrix theory, your brain isn't just a simple receiver. It's an architect. It takes in sensory information, sure, but then it mixes it with your memories, your emotions, your expectations, everything, to construct the experience that we call pain. Think about that. Pain isn't something that just happens to you. It's something your brain actually produces. And this theory is what finally helps us understand really deep mysteries like phantom limb pain. I mean, how can a person feel a terrible, cramping pain in a foot that's no longer there? It's because the brain's neuromatrix, its internal map for that foot, is still active. It can generate the entire experience of pain all on its own, with zero signals coming from the actual limb. The pain is 100% real because the brain is creating it. Okay, so we've journeyed from the spine up into the brain. But the final piece of this puzzle is realizing that pain isn't even isolated to our neurology. It's actually woven into the entire fabric of our lives. This brings us to what's really the modern gold standard for understanding pain, the biopsychosocial model. It's a big term, but the idea is simple. To really get pain, you can't just look at the damaged tissue. You have to look at the whole person, their biology, their psychology, and their social world. So let's just break that down. The bio slice, that's the physical stuff. The injury, the inflammation, the psycho part, that's what's going on in your head, your stress levels, your past traumas, whether you're feeling anxious. And then the social slice is your world around you, your culture's view on pain, the support system you have. All three of these are constantly interacting, shaping your completely unique experience of pain. Okay, so we've got these big theories: gate theory, neuromatrix, biopsychosocial, but why does it all matter? Well, let's drill down into some of the actual mechanisms that make all this possible and really determine how we feel. For one thing, your body has its own built-in pharmacy. Seriously, you produce things called endogenous opioids, your body's personal morphine-like chemicals. You've heard of them, endorphins are the most famous. When they're released, they literally lock onto your nerve cells and block pain signals from getting through. This is your body's own incredible system for turning the volume down on pain. And then there's another cool idea called pattern theory. This suggests there isn't one special pain nerve. Instead, all the different sensations, touch, heat, cold, create unique patterns of nerve signals. And it's the brain's job to look at these incoming patterns and decide, is this pattern a threat? Does it mean damage? Or is it harmless? Once again, this puts the brain right in the driver's seat as the ultimate interpreter. So, if there is one crucial point, one big idea to take away from all of this, it's this. Pain is not just a simple bottom-up signal of damage in your body. It is a top-down, protective output created by the brain based on its best guess of all the information it has. And that leaves us with a truly fascinating and, honestly, a really empowering question. If our brain is the ultimate architect of our pain, then pain isn't some fixed, unchangeable reality that happens to us. It's an experience. And if it's an experience, how much power do we have to change it?